In this edition of Fifth Gear, Chrysler's 300C. Could it really be better than a 5 Series? And the new Toyota-engined Lotus Elise against the Vauxhall VX220 Turbo in our latest shootout. But first, to Italy.
We're bringing you an exclusive insight into a secret world. The story revolves around 45-year-old father of 3 and property developer Frank Mountain, a car nut just like you and me. Except unlike you and me, he's about to buy Michael Schumacher's Formula 1 car. This is the F2001, the car that won the championship a couple of years ago. Since then, it's been kept under lock and key at the Ferrari factory, but soon it'll reside in Frank's garage next to his F40, Carrera GT and DB9. We've been given unprecedented access to every bit of the deal as Ferrari welcome Frank to the family. The star treatment begins here, in the Holy of Holies, Enzo Ferrari's old office, left untouched since the day he died. Join us in a moment to find out exactly how to buy an F1 car.
We're in the south of France, Le Côte d'Azur, where Formula 1 Supremo Bernie Ecclestone has his own high-tech racetrack, his own airport, and a rather luxurious hotel. But what we're interested in is this.
The Chrysler 300C, the American alternative to a 5 Series or E-Class. Square jaw, aggressive stance, bulging arches. It's a muscle car, just what we want from an American automobile.
And the coolness continues. I mean, take a look at this. Hemi. You can forget your SEs and your avant-gardes. This is what the kids want to see.
The Hemi engine dates back to the stylish 50s. The 300 was the most powerful car in America, and its motor became a hot rod hit and symbol of fuel-guzzling cool. Today's Hemi has a conscience, though. When you're cruising at low speeds, the V8 sneakily shuts down half the cylinders to save on a bit of gas. This is also a yank tank with celeb connections. Before the 300C even went on sale, Chrysler gave one to 50 Cent. Not that it needed any sort of endorsement.
The 300C is going down an absolute storm in the American customizing scene. It's the only car under 60,000 bucks that can house Dub 2s, the also important 22-inch wheels.
If only Chrysler had customized the interior. All the materials, and particularly the plastics, feel cheap. The leather's already looking tired, and the fake tortoise shell is more like a 70s ashtray rather than the classy finish needed in a car like this. On the upside, the attention to detail with onboard functions is amazing. You can personalise most of the car's settings, even being able to adjust the pedals. Time to find some bends, and luckily this was my kind of town.
Now, this is a fairly famous road we're on, just round the corner from Paul Ricard Circuit. Now, in the summer, this road is littered with women of the night, would you believe? They park up in their car and hang a leg out the window, revealing all sorts of saucy lingerie, so I've been told.
And before you ask, no, I didn't see any. I had my hands full of Hemi.
Now, this may be rear-wheel drive, but it's not that sporty. Throw it at a corner, well, it feels a bit heavy and a bit lazy. It certainly isn't a 5 Series, but I'll tell you what I do like. 340 horsepower. You best hold on tight, fella.
With 0 to 60 in 6 and a bit seconds and those gangster looks, it's hard not to think you're in a cop show car chase.
Oh, look, there's a proper speedway track here.
But sliding around on the loose isn't the trump card. This Hemi's strength is the fact it isn't a hot rod.
I'll tell you what the 300C is. It's relaxing. It's very quiet, very comfortable. The gearbox is smooth. But uncharacteristically for an American car, the steering is heavy, it's weighted. I can feel the road. I can imagine myself tramming along at 155 without a care in the world.
The The car won't be on sale until October next year, by which time there will be diesel and V6 options, and we're promised that the 300C will be much cheaper than the equivalent powered opposition.
So, should you buy one? Come here. I wouldn't cancel the order on the E-Class or the BMW 5 Series just yet, but what I would say is if you're in the market for something a bit quirky, something a bit different, other than, say, a Volvo or a Saab, then this could be the car for you. It drives very well, it's got a great engine, it looks fantastic. But there's one thing that destroys the car for me, and that's the interior. Its use of nasty plastics is just dreadful.
Welcome to the Fifth Gear Shootout. This week, the latest Lotus Elise takes on Vauxhall's VX220 Turbo, which, built of course by Lotus, has a 200 horsepower turbo engine that gives this £26,000 sports car supercar-like pace. Lotus's new 111R comes with a 189 bhp engine and 6-speed gearbox, both courtesy of Toyota, plus a few extra little tweaks. At £28,000, plus new options such as air conditioning and lecky windows, it's at least a couple of grand dearer than the VX220. But what we want to know is it faster? The Vauxhall VX220 Turbo, which until today I had never driven. But it's easy to see why everyone's been raving about it. Because that 2-litre turbocharged power plant gives this chassis exactly what it's always wanted, and for an affordable price. And it's an engine that you'd hardly know was turbocharged. There's no hint of a turbo. The power delivery seems to be almost seamless. Of course, this Lotus chassis is already well renowned as one of the best, if not the best, on the roads today. But then even the best chassis has its limitations. And when you really push this Vauxhall, there's a little bit too much understeer turning in, which will inevitably snap into oversteer on the way out. Right, enough of the showboating. Let's get a quick, neat lap time. It hits the first checkpoint in 23.11 seconds. The hairpin in 35.35. And goes on to set a target lap of 51.96 seconds. So, Lotus have finally given the Lotus the power to fight back. And although on paper it's still 10 horsepower down on the Vauxhall's engine, the Toyota power plant and 6-speed gearbox helped to reduce the weight by some 70 kilos. So the Lotus has actually got a better power to weight ratio. This is going to be close. Mind you, you only get that power over 6,200 RPM, because this Toyota engine has one of those wonderful variable valve timing. It actually produces a power delivery that's more like the old turbo surge was than a turbo is nowadays. Nothing below 6.2 then. The noise chimes in and you get extra power by the bucket load. Now straight away I'm noticing that this Lotus also turns into the corners a lot better and doesn't swap to oversteer so much in the middle of them. The Lotus engineers will be tweaking this chassis, making the rear subframe stiffer, playing with the springs and dampers. I love this car. But is it quicker than the Vauxhall? Shock of shocks, the extra torque of the VX220 has dragged it to the top of the hill 7/100ths faster than the Lotus. But by the hairpin, that deficit has been reduced to just 3/100ths, with the most technical sector yet to come. Just a flick of opposite lock and the Lotus has reversed the deficit as it hits the finish line to win the day by the slenderest of margins. Who's a clever boy then?
We're exclusively following Frank Mountain buying an ex-Schumacher F1 car. So where did it all start?
I came over last October for the 612 launch, talking to all the people from Ferrari, and obviously they know I like cars and I've got a number of Ferraris, and said to me, would I be interested in an F1 car? So I said, well, he's the Pope of Catholic, of course I would be. Various discussions took place. I came over, I think, late November to have a meeting. I think it was probably an interview more than anything, to see if I was up for the job. From then on, it's just sort of grown to being here today to sign up for the car. Everyone wants to know how much this is all going to cost, or how much the car costs. It's not as much as you think. First of all, you negotiate, and then you agree on a figure. Suffice to say, it's a fair figure that we've agreed on.
I can't tell you that fair figure, but included in the deal is a starter, tyre warmers to get the rubber nice and grippy, jack stands for playing at pit stops, and a spare set of the Featherlight wheels. They've told him to run it on unleaded straight from the sponsor's pumps. Schumacher used more than one car during the 2001 season, and Frank's is the pick of the crop. Chassis 211 won in Monaco, Hungary, and was the car he clinched the championship with.
Now we got here today and it's all about to start. The butterflies are starting to take over. There's two sides of my head thinking, hey, what have I done here? But the second side is, I'm just making a dream come true.
The dream begins in the backstreets of Maranello, Ferrari's hometown. There's always some sort of arm-waving antics going on, and cars worth millions are just casually parked at the roadside. Buy an F1 car and your day begins with a nose around an amazing set of racing cars, including a secret one-off prototype that happens to be for sale as well. You'd have no idea there was a multi-million-pound collection tucked away in such a humble setting.
If you went to McLaren, you'd come to a nice, smart glass building, state-of-the-art, everything would be pristine. You come to Ferrari, you truck up outside, there's a garage with a red door, washing hanging up, and a flat next door. You don't even know this exists. And you walk in, and here they are. There's every piece of history you could think of from a Ferrari. And the Ferraris are about passion. And, that's what they get here. It's full of passion.
Frank is the ultimate Ferrari fan and wasn't in a hurry to get to his new car, even savouring the jumble of spare parts.
It's just like how I'd like to be my own garage. It's got bits of Formula One cars. You've got Niki Lauda's here from the 70s. You've got Mansell's car. You've got nose cones from other Schumacher's car. Then the best bit, you've got a 360 door, a 360 boot. And over there, if you can get over there, there's just a pile of seats. A complete and utter mess. It's just bits and pieces all over the place.
Then suddenly, amongst the jumble, the magical meeting took place.
The first sight of it?
The first sight, yeah.
The first sight of his F1 car. If you look up there, look. It's his F1 car.
It's my car. It's everyone's dream, isn't it? Everyone who likes cars. If you could wake up one day and come to a place like this. Villeneuve, Prost, Mansell's, Berger's, Schumacher's. And now there's my car.
Join us later when Frank finally gets his hands on Schumacher's car. Will he be able to drive it? Will he even fit in it?
Here we go.
This is the latest concept from Swiss car customizers Rinspeed. It's a carbon fibre sports car called Splash. It's also amphibious. The tiny two-cylinder 750cc engine is turbocharged and normally found in snowmobiles. Here it runs on natural gas. It'll do 125 miles an hour on land and 50 miles an hour on water, thanks to a hydraulic hydrofoil system which lifts the car clear of the surface. The feeling is supposed to be like flying.
Frank Mountain is buying Michael Schumacher's 2001 Formula One car. Everyone preparing customer cars has a background with the F1 team. Chief engineer Andrea Gaglietti used to look after Rubens Barrichello and Eddie Irvine. The idea is you get F1 expertise to personally set up your car. The 2001 chassis handles particularly well and is ideal for the novice, but the seat and controls need to be fine-tuned to your tastes after a little bit of business.
The money's been sent to you now by the bank.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I've got a cheque as well, but I thought I'd just send you the money by TT. Okay?
The first seat Frank tried belonged to Rubens Barrichello, but that was too wide because...
Barrichello has a big arse.
You heard it here first. So then he tried Michael Schumacher's seat. You can tell it's his because it's lined with gold, like a throne. Except this was too small.
Problem. Done? No.
Which must mean Michael has a tiny bottom. The solution was for Frank to have his own personal seat moulding. It's quick setting, so you need to make sure you're sitting comfortably.
There are about 100 different positions I could wriggle in at the moment, and there's bolts and bumps and everything else that dig into certain parts of your backside, and I'm just trying to find where they don't dig in, and I'm squirming around, but if I don't get it right, they're about to put the mix in, and once the mix, it's one shot.
Bene a modo e distribuito. Vai, vai, non tutto da un lato. Vai, 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 vai.
The mixture expands like a foam. You need to ensure it oozes into every nook and cranny to create a perfect mould. Everything in Formula One has this bespoke specialist feel. You even need an expert to adjust the wing mirrors.
Molto bene now.
Indeed, in order to run the car at various demonstration races around the world, Frank is having to send his own mechanics out to the factory for training. However, mastering the complex steering wheel and the controls is down to Frank himself. There are nearly 40 buttons managing different aspects of the car's systems. The 3,000-page manual comes with a crib sheet, but we asked the man who used to brief Irvine to brief you.
I fifth gear, this is the Formula One steering wheel of a 2001 car, which will be driven by Frank Mountain. It can adjust the traction control setting. It can adjust the differential electronic system by these two rotary switches. It can change engine braking, high speed, low speed, manage the clutch using these two levers, and it can upshift and downshift by this lever here.
On top of that, there's buttons for neutral, the launch control, and things like the fuel mix, rev limiter, and various sensors around the car. Modern drivers prefer to solve small problems via the steering wheel rather than a pit stop, and the best can use it all with barely a glance. But Schumacher demanded even more for his later cars. A mind-boggling system of selectors lets him fine-tune the settings for one corner while he's driving through another. It's vastly different to the wheel from just a decade ago.
We are talking about 10 years of technology. It looks like 100.
The most important control of all is still the throttle, though, and naturally, it isn't straightforward.
If you look down at the pedals, Schumacher runs what they call a long accelerator pedal. The reason why he does that is he can balance the car better. So the power comes in gradually and on a longer pedal. Barrichello's completely opposite. His throttle actually starts about here, then it comes in massively. So he has a very fine line before the power band really comes in. Two different driving techniques. Didn't know anything about that. No one, I think, understands it when you look at these cars going around until you actually sit in one. I'm sticking with the Schumacher one because I think that's going to suit my driving style a lot better.
But before he gets to drive it tomorrow, he needs to sign the contract. And you don't do big bucks deals without first checking the small print.
It's just, they'll do a buyback on the car within 30 days. I'm not allowed to sell it to anyone unless I offer it to them first, but I have to receive their consent, not reasonably withheld. I have to give them use of the car for F1 publicity and promotional purposes, basically at their cost. I'm not allowed to change the livery of the car. And of course, it's a law applying to this contract is Italian law. It means if you have a problem, it's a bigger problem.
That didn't put Frank off, and in the finest tradition of Italian business, it was signature, champagne...
Congratulations, welcome to the family, yeah?
Thank you very much.
...and dinner. They take you to Schumacher's favourite restaurant. The Montana has a proud history of feeding Ferrari's most important clients and drivers, who all sign napkins to leave a memento. And because when you buy an F1 car you become part of the family, Frank had to sign too. But stay off the champers, Franco. Tomorrow is driving day. And what a place to have your first drive of an F1 car. The emotive Fiorano, Ferrari's private test track, stamping ground of legendary road car test driver Dario Benuzzi and his F1 counterpart, Luca Badoer.
Hi, Fifth Gear, and welcome to Fiorano.
A lap in the Challenge Stradale takes 1 minute 27 and Enzo 1:25. But an F1 car does it in just 55 seconds.
The most important thing is remember to brake on the end of the stride, because the speed is very high, and you know, Formula One is not a real car. I think is an airplane with the wheels.
Badoer's presence increased the pressure. How did Frank feel about such distinguished company?
I hope he doesn't watch, because I don't think I'm not intending to be quicker than him.
We'll see about that. It was time to drive. As he got in, one of the mechanics told him just to floor it. Let the car do the work, was the advice. But imagine the pressure. You've been building up to this moment all your life. Perhaps inevitably, he stalled. Frank teetered round at first, but he wasn't doing too badly given that 14 months ago he didn't even have a race licence. Although Badoer left satisfied his test driving job was safe, Frank's times came down and he was thrilled to achieve a 1 minute 30, equal to the lap record of a Ferrari 360.
I know how Neil Armstrong felt when he landed on the moon. I think this must be the closest to it. But surprisingly, not as difficult to drive as you think, but just that when you put your foot down, the speed is just, wow, where does it go? And the noise, my ears are just ringing, and the noise behind me. I've just done what they all do, and we watch on a box every couple of weeks during the summer. And I tell you, if you get one chance in life, you've got to have a go in one of these.
The excitement continued. After downloading data from the car, they discussed where he could go quicker on his second drive.
I'm having to brake far too early.
Now, an F1 engine is a 200 mile an hour, 18,000 RPM, highly strung thoroughbred.
No gears.
And the moment it detects something untoward, will shut down into a safe mode to protect itself. But this hiccup didn't spoil Frank's day. The repair would take 2 hours, time Frank didn't have, as Ferrari's jet was waiting to take him to his other new toy, a Limontine. But first, an important call.
Hello, Mum. Yeah, just got around very safely, no problems. I spoke to Sally earlier, so she knows it's all okay. What have I been doing? I've just been driving Schumacher's car. Well, actually, now it's mine. It's my car. Yes, I bought it. It's mine. No, it used to be his, but now it's mine.